Hi everyone, it's Dr. Tony Hall here from the Instinctive Movement System, working with Jesse Paulsen from the Working Athlete. Today we're going to give you some tips on proper lifting. There's been a lot of education, a lot of videos training on proper lifting, and what's common in the safety world is keep your back straight, bend your knees, bend your legs. That's not always easily done. If I test 100 people at some employee training, half might be able to do just fine keeping their back straight. The other half really struggle with it. So we're going to give you some tips on how to make it easier for everybody today. So Jesse, I want you to show me how you would do a good lift here. Just face me here and do a really good lift, like a good squat. In weightlifting, we'd call it a squat. So let's do a good squat here, Jesse. Okay, excellent. Now put it back down. Now I'm going to have Jesse show us the fault when people round their back, they don't use their hips. Okay, and now we'll have him set it down. And this time he's going to struggle a little bit. I'm going to have him move his knees first, because a lot of times people in safety say bend your knees, keep your back straight. So even just getting close to this thing is going to be tough for him when he bends his knees first. He's trying to keep his back straight. Okay, and put her down. So see how it's kind of awkward, clumsy for him, a little off balance? So when we lift like this, that's unsafe. My back is straight, yes. I bent my knees, but now I've got no power. I'm not using my hips. I'm just stressing my knees. So if somebody's having problems, let's put Jesse in the chair here now, Jesse, and let's practice a couple things. So if somebody's struggling, they either bend their knees too much or they round their back, I'm going to teach Jesse how to just rock his pelvis here. We call this body awareness, so we have him just rock his pelvis back and forth. And this isn't a forcible tension of the low back muscles. This is gentle rocking. Now once he rocks, I'm going to have Jesse rock forward. Now lean way forward like you do a squat, Jesse. See how his hips come forward? He keeps the curve in his low back. Now what that does, that activates the muscles in the back of his thighs. It takes the pressure off his knees. A lot of people can't squat because their knees hurt. They can squat, they just got to learn how to squat properly. Okay. Now Jesse, I want you to go do a good squat for me and just come straight up. Good. Okay, now this time when you go down to your squat, I want you to be quad dominant, we call it, and bend your knees first. Okay, it looked pretty good, didn't it? But when the knees first bend forward, what that means is I'm shutting down the powerful muscles in my hips, stressing my knees, and it can even lead to straining my back. So a lot of times what you'll have to do with people, rock the pelvis first, glide forward. Now I don't want to see these knees go forward at all. So what I'll do sometimes, I'll actually block it, okay? In the world of safety, they use visual cues. They'll use videos. I've seen like $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 wonderful videos with great information, but it doesn't show us how to get there, how to help people get to what we see in the video and the information there. So we're not going to use just verbal and visual cues. I'm going to use what we call tactile cues. I'm going to block his knees. Jesse's going to look up for me like a good squat, lean way forward. Okay, now when you see somebody's knees going forward, I don't want that. So I'm going to block his knees. Now go ahead and squat up for me. A lot of times you'll see their toes lift up because it feels natural, uncomfortable for them. That's good. As long as it doesn't hurt their back, it doesn't hurt their knees, it's going to be awkward, clumsy, because it's all about behaviors. Okay? Safe behaviors cannot be taught by watching a safety video or a safety poster that tells you to keep your back straight. You have to learn to control and use the hips properly, activate these muscles behind the hips and thighs, until it becomes natural, clumsy for them. A lot of times, one more cue I'll help you with, Jesse. Put your arms out in front. Okay, now we got a roller chair, so be a little careful here. Okay, now go ahead and do a nice good squat for me. Good. Okay, now do it again with the knees coming forward first. You'll see that a lot when people are trying to learn a squat. They're not doing it wrong on purpose. It's their subconscious. A lot of behaviors are not conscious behaviors. People aren't doing it wrong on purpose. They're just doing what's natural for them. Okay, so if we practice these little drills in the chair, we pay attention to these little tactile, verbal, visual cues, they all help a little bit, then the technique will become much safer and the behavior will become natural for them. From the Working Athlete Instinctive Movement System, I'm Dr. Tony Hall. Hopefully you find these tips will help with your neck pain, shoulder pain, back pain, etc.